Two Cops, One Donut. I'm your host, Eric Levine. This is crazy. I just started this podcast, and I went out to go get me a bottle of whiskey, which I typically do, and I run into Jay Novacek and Amy Novacek. And we got to talking, and they had a message, and they said they wanted to get it out. So I said, what better platform than me and my 88 followers that I have? So I decided, hey, guys, come over to my house. Let's discuss House Bill 1535. So if you don't know Jay Novacek, you need to get your eyes checked, your ears checked. This guy played for our Dallas Cowboys, 3-time Super Bowl champ, 5-time Pro Bowler, wonderful wife, Amy, and your son, Blake, I believe. Is that correct?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm not going to talk a whole lot. I'm just going to sit back and let you guys share the message you came here to share. So after you, Mr. Novacek, Mrs. Novacek.
Thanks for having us.
Hey.
This is cool.
I appreciate it.
First, the most important thing really is we want to thank you for your service. Outstanding.
Okay.
Outstanding. We appreciate you guys, the Blue. We pray for you guys all the time. We truly believe in you and are thankful because you guys put your lives on the line every single day, and it breaks our hearts, our whole entire family, what's happening in our country to you guys.
I appreciate it. I will say here in Texas, though, we are treated very well from what I've seen. So
For sure.
love this state.
We love you guys, and Texans love you guys. Texas is the best state in the country. But, still, we want to support all of the Blue all the way across the country. And, I know there's some people that are cringing, and there's bad seeds everywhere. And everything. But that's not who represents who you guys are.
I appreciate it. That's what this show is about. I'm just trying to show people that I'm a person. I've got the same sense of humor I probably had since I was in junior high. It really hasn't changed. And, I like connecting with people, and that's part of the reason I do this job is I just enjoy talking to people. One day I'm talking to a homeless lady who needs just a little bit extra help. The next day I'm talking to Jay Novacek, future Hall of Famer, if you're not already there, sir. So it's just crazy. And then I get to meet you, this wonderful woman who has a mother's passion, and it's cool to see. So I'm glad I could get you guys on here.
Well, thank you. It's one of those deals when you're able to, communicate and be around people that, normally you're not around. And, we know a lot of officers, but it's not like we're around them every single day.
Right.
A lot of times they'll be sitting out in front of our driveway on our little circle drive waiting for people to break the law coming down the highway. But, and we'll stop and, usually I offer them a donut.
Hey. You can't go wrong with a donut.
No, you really can't. Mm-mm. It's a universal thing.
It is.
That's why it's round.
That's
universal.
You heard it first, guys. Jay Novacek, he gets it.
I'm usually taking out T-shirts, kind of saying, "Hey, thanks."
Okay.
T-shirts to our, the highway patrol and some of the sheriff's office will sit out in our driveway and get people speeding. They go fast out in front of our place.
You guys probably out in the rural areas. They got a nice straightaway, I bet.
Yeah,
that's the problem. It's not straight enough, and it's got some hills on it.
Okay.
Hills, so.
Yeah. All right.
In fact, we've had 10 accidents go through our pipe fence on our property.
Oh, man.
Since we've been there.
Mm-hmm.
I've dealt with one accident on a pipe fence, and it was over top of a red anthill that I've... It was nighttime. I didn't know what I was getting into. I thought I was standing in mud. It wasn't mud, and I ended up in just my shorts on the side of the road.
Yeah, you're probably doing a sweet little dance there for a while.
Yeah, I just needed some music. That's all. But yeah, it was a bad time for me. So I understand being out there and going through those gates.
Well, again, we really appreciate you having us out here.
I appreciate that, but I think you got a more important message. And I want to hear it.
We do. We always say that we never thought years ago that this is where we would be sharing this message. Jay and I have a passion about animals and kids and our military and our officers, and we love to support and help in any way we can. And I think, a lot of people know that about us. So when we come here to talk about House Bill 1535, the medical marijuana yes, we're passionate about it. In 2015, our son was assaulted in a fraternity hazing incident.
Okay.
We won't go into deep details about it. That within itself is big enough.
Right.
He suffered a traumatic brain injury and now has epilepsy and chronic pain and chronic migraines. It's very debilitating.
Mm-hmm.
He gets up every single day and lives his best life. I mean, there's some days that he can't get up.
Mm-hmm.
There's some days that he can't. He lives with us. You know, he's doing a lot better. We're thankful because of the medical marijuana. We went through a plethora of different medications. As many people know, and many Texans that, you know, are in the same boat with us.
Yeah.
That are fighting for this bill and fighting for the right to have some relief. You know, with the 0.5 that is legal now.
0.5 milligrams of
THC.
legal cannabis.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The medical cannabis,
the
correct?
medical.
Okay.
And he's prescribed through our neurologist.
Okay.
And gets it. There's 3 dispensaries in the state of Texas that you can get it from.
Okay.
Amazing. I mean, you want to talk about clean and their equipment. I mean, it's unbelievable. But anyway, go ahead.
I was going to ask, well, I'm sorry to cut you off. There's got to be a process to even get qualified for that, I would assume.
Unbelievable.
You can't just say, hey, I have seizures.
No.
I want to try medical cannabis.
Right.
I'm sure they have to go through a
Absolutely.
ton of steps just to get to that level,
Sure you do,
especially
here.
in Texas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially here. Yep, you do. And you know, he's got a plethora of things that he deals with every single day. I mean,
Yeah.
Jay and I went through the first, oh my goodness, 3-4 years, and if you have children, you can maybe kind of comprehend this, but for a parent to get up every single night, multiple times, and then, you know, each morning and think, you know, is this the day?
Yeah.
Is this the day that I'm going to go in and he's going to be dead?
Yeah. I've got 2 daughters, 11 and 9, and luckily no medical issues as of yet, and I hopefully never have to go through that. But you're right, I can't put myself in those shoes. I can't even fathom that. I don't want to.
No.
It just
We don't want you to.
breaks my heart thinking, you know how it is with your kids. You think of something and it just
Mm-hmm.
sucks your soul out from that. And so that's why I wanted to have you guys on here as a father.
Sure.
Get your message out. This is it. I like it.
Well,
So
you know, and that's this is the ugliness about it. And there's so many people in our state that is, you know, and we'll cover a little bit of that, that's suffering. But you know, he is doing better with the 0.5. He
Mhm.
takes actually in his prescription, the amount of THC he gets every day is approximately 6 milligrams. So that's, you know, not very much.
Okay.
Actually.
And when Amy's saying 0.5, they have so much carrier oil,
mhm.
and in that carrier oil, they will have 0.5 milligrams of THC.
Okay.
So that's the diluted part of it.
His is 20 to 1. So 20, you know, 20 to 1. The 1 is the 0.5.
Okay.
And the oil is 20.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, and it's hard. I think, you know, one of the confusing factors here for so many people is all the mathematics and all the points and all of this. And to
Right.
break it down really easy for us is every day. And this is 1 cup. And actually kind of y'all's cup is a little wider. So it's not, but you can at home actually go get a cup. And no, the oil's not blue, but this is just for
Right.
visual.
Visual, yeah. It's food
so
coloring.
A day,
Yes.
and if anybody's bold enough,
Now this.
Novacek 84 proof.
What is that exactly?
Yes. This is not the oil, but this is the oil. So if you're brave enough, sit down and try to drink a cup of safflower oil, coconut oil, olive oil. Drink it. See how it makes you feel. So this is what he's been drinking for 2 years. And so
Okay.
on top of his epilepsy, TBI, chronic pain, chronic migraines, now we are dealing with some really bad
So
gastrointestinal problems.
what does that oil that he's drinking, what does it do for him?
So what the oil, because in the state of Texas, they require for his approximately 6 milligrams of THC, they mix it in this amount. This is what they're saying. He has to take his 6 milligrams in to get his medicine in his body.
Okay.
So the new bill, the 1535, is asking to bump up the THC to 5%.
Okay.
From 0.5, a half a percent, to 5%. But where I think the confusion is people are sitting here going, oh my gosh, well, 5%, that's such a big jump from 0.5.
Mm-hmm.
People are going to get really high now. Well, one, Blake's never high with the amount that he has.
Right.
It helps his TBI, it helps his seizures, it
Right.
helps his PTSD. This is what we're saying. If he gets 5%, and Jay says it best, which you can say, but he's not going to, today with the current law, 0.5,
Mm-hmm.
he's going to take 6 milligrams. If they pass it tomorrow, he's still going to take 6 milligrams. That does not change.
Okay.
The only thing that changes is this.
So it goes from that cup to just that.
It goes from drinking this every day with his 6 milligrams to taking this to his 6 milligrams.
Okay. Significant.
And we don't have any more gastrointestinal problems. Because
Right.
the way it is right now today, he has to make a choice today. Am I going to drink this cup and not have a seizure and deal with the fallout
Mm-hmm.
from drinking that much oil? And I'm not going to paint the ugly details.
I understand.
But, or today, I can't bear the stomach and the fallout, so I'm not going to take my medicine
Right.
and have a seizure. Tell me
Right.
what kind of choice is
We're
that?
talking semantics,
Yeah.
as far as, from what I understand from you guys, how do you, it's a no-brainer, in my opinion, from what you're saying. And for medical purposes, how is this legal in all the other states? Is it just a Texas problem? Is this a problem that you're seeing in other states as well?
Well, yeah. Truthfully, I don't know if we really know that. I know that Oklahoma,
Mm-hmm.
you sure enough can get higher percentage of THC in their medical cannabis. And so I know there's other states, obviously California, you can probably...
Yeah, California, Colorado, the popular ones. Yeah. Yeah.
So in that aspect, but I was also trying to figure out, and this is a very, very kind of a loaded question, but what does it take? How many milligrams does it take for an individual, to get
high?
To start to get that, and the little bit of research I've done, and I don't Google a whole lot, but
yeah,
I actually tried to Google, and it's anywhere from like 35 to 40 milligrams to start get somebody
right.
to and he's taking 6.
Yeah.
So the comparison of it's going to make people high, no.
Right.
And he's taken that over a course of the day. So maybe 2 milligrams morning, 2 noon, 2
right.
in the evening.
Okay.
As opposed to someone who takes a gummy bear and gets loaded up on, 75 milligrams.
Yeah.
Up to 500.
Up to 5. Yeah. I've heard of some big ones out there. We don't run across those too often where I'm at, but I've heard of the 500 milligram edibles, and people pop them like 2 at a time. And
but please share what you do.
Me, I'm a police officer. I've been a police officer for 17 years, and marijuana's and cannabis and edibles and oils, and I've seen it all versions of it. I've seen every version of it. Where I was a cop in Michigan, come down here to Texas, and it's everywhere.
Sure.
It is everywhere. It's legal in Michigan now. Texas, me as a cop, my hands are tied. I can only abide by what the laws are. So, but what you guys are going through, it's already legal from what you're telling me for the medical side.
Yes.
You're just trying to get it bumped up.
All we're trying to do is mean, again, 2 years ago when we testified in the Senate hearings, and we actually met with Lieutenant Governor Patrick and had some great discussions, met some great people, and, just shared our story. That's all we can do is,
right.
we just share our story. And so many people were so compassionate about it and understood, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we did it their way with the 0.5 for 2 years, and now we've got some serious medical issues. And we believe that a lot of this stems from the assault and what happened there, but the fact that he's drinking this oil every day is only compounding things and making things worse. And so that's all we're asking is that they bump it up so he doesn't change the THC amount that he gets, but the less oil. And not only in this bill, and it is also adding, there's only 5 different kinds of things that people can, I believe it's spasticity, and there's a few other things. But what they want to add to this is people with PTSD, which covers how many of our veterans?
Right.
I mean, let's think about that for a minute. These people, and like you guys, I mean, really give up your lives to protect and serve us every day, and they come back, and we're not going to let them have an organic medicine that can help them prescribed from a doctor.
Right.
We're leaving our veterans out. I can't hardly even stomach that after I think about my son.
Mm-hmm.
And then I believe the other one's chronic pain, which is huge. I mean, we can sit here and list all of the disabilities and autoimmunes that people deal with every day. But here's the one that really gets me is cancer.
Right.
Cancer patients. That's in this new bill, and they're not wanting to pass this on. Cancer patients. I'm sorry you have cancer and you're going to die. We have a medicine over here you can take, but you're not part of the little group that gets to qualify for it.
Yeah. I actually have a coworker who's childhood friend. He was telling me stage 4. He was asking his buddy, who was a police officer, what do I do? The doctor is telling me that this will help me.
Sure.
And he goes, I've never used any sort of medical he's never used cannabis, period, is what the story was. And this guy knows he's going to die. And he's worried about the law.
Sure.
For himself to
absolutely
to ease his own pain. So I understand what you're saying.
And just to back up a bit also, the last thing we want is, free marijuana to everybody and
right.
whatever. This is not what we're talking about.
No.
Right.
It's definitely just the medical
side. Yeah.
And so we just want to make sure that is clear.
Yeah.
That this is what we're talking about.
Amy said offline when we first started to talk, she's like, if you would have asked me about this prior to any of this going on, I wouldn't have been an advocate for it. No. But when it affects you at home, it hits home. And then you start to research and you start to see that stuff. So I totally understand. I don't think anybody's going to get the impression that y'all are trying to just make it a marijuana free give out or anything like that. So
no, and the really sad thing is, we breed and raise service dogs. I have a medical alert dog. I have adrenal insufficiency, Addison's disease. Go look it up. I take steroids 3 times a day. I have to for the rest of my life. That's what my life depends on, steroids.
Okay.
Without it, I won't survive. So, steroids is black market too. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
All the time, for different reasons. If they took my medicine away or said I could only have a small amount or half of my medicine, I couldn't survive. I've got to have my steroids to live. And, that's what we're saying. How many people that have been in car accidents or come back from war or have been in a multitude of accidents or fighting diseases that have pain meds and other different kinds of medications that they have to survive every day. And we cut that in half or told them that they couldn't have their medicines. I mean, this is really what we're talking about. And, you know, it's important. I mean, where we're at right now, we asked the lieutenant governor this last week in an interview and on Facebook to please refer the bill to the Senate committee so they can have some hearings and vote on it. And he did refer it, but, you know, our understanding is, and Jay and I don't like to play hearsay, but that it's sitting there in the Senate committee and they're not doing anything with it. We want somebody to tell us why our son and the rest of the patients in Texas, why this isn't important to them.
Right.
What is the stigma? Is it that you really think that people are going to run around and get high?
Yeah.
We haven't, and that was the worry 2 years ago with the 0.5. We haven't had terrible problems with it, but now we do have some terrible side effects, and then we've got a ton of people that can't even get in the program.
Okay.
So, you know, here it is sitting in the Senate committee, and we've been messaging and texting and begging and pleading to please have a conversation with us, that we just want to share our story and we want to hear their reasons. Let's have a debate.
Yeah.
Let's just have a civil conversation.
Just have the discussion.
We're not unreasonable people. And, you know, it's sitting there, and, you know, Senator Brian Hughes is the head of that committee. And I've messaged with him, and I've sent them pictures. They're horrible pictures, not ones that we like sharing, of our son in a horrible position during a seizure or after a seizure. And just to understand, and you can't understand.
Right. Just to give some perspective of what you go through daily.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so, you know, all we can ask for right now is please vote on this and pass it.
Okay.
We are not being unreasonable. The thousands and thousands of Texans are not unreasonable people. All they want is a little bit of relief, and we're asking to do it legally through their doctors. We're not asking, hey, put it on the shelves at the gas station with the cigarettes and the liquor. Have your physician write a prescription and get it through the pharmacy.
Right. When is this vote?
Well, I mean, we're running out of time.
Okay.
Actually, Wednesday is the very last day, but, you know, they've got to do their procedures. Now, the Senate committee can make things happen pretty fast. So if they want to, and I mean Lieutenant Governor Patrick and Senator Hughes and this committee, if they want to, they can make anything happen pretty quick. Okay?
Okay.
And so they can do it tonight. I don't believe they're meeting tomorrow,
Mm-hmm.
but they can do it Monday, and they can do it Tuesday. Or if they choose to, they can sit on it and let it die. And I don't use die very lightly, because we have had a plethora of messages of people that are fighting for their life,
Mm-hmm.
and they might not make it another 2 years.
Right.
And our son, I mean, during seizures, he's broken his nose. He's gotten injuries from falling in seizures. His orthopedic surgeon sits here and says, this is how many people, you know, a lot of my seizure patients fall. And so, you know, we're not taking this lightly. I understand what their concerns are from what I've heard, or they told us 2 years ago. They won't really talk to us.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, and let me share this other little story with you. I think I was going there a minute ago. A girl that we mentor and donated a service dog to, and a friend of hers, I won't name names, but her friend that her mother's a nurse.
Okay.
And so she's very acclimated to medications and diseases. These girls have a disease, what's called Friedreich's ataxia. Okay.
Okay.
It's very rare, and it is very debilitating. They slowly die, and will, unless there is a cure.
Okay.
Maybe in about 10 years. The one girl is already in a wheelchair. They get this medicine because it helps them live a semi-normal life without it.
Mm-hmm.
The pain is excruciating, because what this disease does is it deteriorates the spine, the heart, and the brain.
Okay.
Think about watching your child lay
Right.
there, while their body, and it's pretty fast paced.
Yeah.
I mean, go read about it.
I've never heard of it until you told me right
Yeah.
now. So
And so we have to look at these kids and say, you have to lay there and suffer. Sorry.
Right.
You have to live with that pain. Or we can give you chemicals.
Right.
If you have a doctor that'll give you hydrocodone, Oxycontin, Dilaudid. Dilaudid's a big one.
right.
Right.
And then they're just in a fog.
Yeah, they're in a fog and
Till they
the
pass.
chemicals, but here we have an organic substance. Anyway, I mean, we can sit here and have the same conversation for days upon days and days, but I mean, we're running out of time, folks.
Yeah, absolutely. I hear you. I'm glad you guys got to share that.
We just, we ask and plead anybody that is suffering this or dealing with this or a family member, call the lieutenant governor's office, call your senator, email. And we're not trying to be ugly and say harass these people, because you know what? They're trying to do a job too, and we're thankful. They all work very hard. And I'm thankful for our lieutenant governor for, listening and passing it to the committee.
Yeah.
We are just asking that he please support them.
Mm-hmm.
And these guys listen to us, and they work hard. We know a lot of these guys personally, and I mean, like you guys, there's a lot of people that truly despise these people and
Yeah.
think a thankless job, and we're thankful for them.
Yep. Yeah, it's like I said, fortunate here in this state. I felt nothing but love. So I feel for some of my other brothers and sisters around the country. But where I'm at, feel truly blessed. I love it, and that's what this is about. This is bringing people like y'all that show the love, support to people like me, and vice versa. Like, this may not be the loudest voice, but every voice counts. So if we can get you guys out there, you never know. You never know who's going to see. When I teach people, I tell them, if I reach one of you with just one thing you walked out of here with and said, oh, I didn't know that before I walked in, and I stole that from another mentor. So I didn't even make that up, but it's worth it. It makes it all worth it. And I feel that from y'all, that's the same thing that you guys are trying to do here. It's your kid. You're fighting for your kid. So it doesn't matter. You guys are, you took a chance coming here. You're taking a chance wherever you can go. And I would do the same for my children. So hats off to you. You guys are doing amazing as parents. So.
Speaking of hats, where'd you get that thing?
Oh, you like that, huh?
I don't.
You don't like that.
I don't like that.
You want?
Uh-oh.
Let me change it up for you, sir. All right.
You don't insult a man's hat.
Oh,
Now you're talking.
I'm a fan of all hats, sir. This is my Boston Scally hat. I really like their stuff, but
I like that.
I am a hat man, and I like them all. As you can see, I got the Panama Jack. I got my military hat. Got some more Boston Scallies up there, but I know it's straw season. That's out. It's actually, you know where my straw's at? It's in the truck, where it belongs. So my straw's in the truck, but for you, sir, I'll change it up. So
I like it.
I love when I became a cop, like down here, this was like the fantasy. I get to wear a cowboy hat.
I have a
Like,
question for you.
yes, ma'am.
When you are in uniform, do you wear boots too?
That's next. I can't afford them yet, because if you're gonna do it, you got to do it right. And the pair I want are about $600.
Okay.
So they're-
now, everybody out there heard this. We have a fellow officer here that puts his life on the
Need some
line.
boots.
I know we've got boot makers out here that would probably love to dress you up with a pair of boots to match that hat.
I would love that as much as I'd love that. I would like them to support this show.
Yes.
We're trying to build and grow. I had to have the Novacek share a microphone. It's so embarrassing. And the people that do watch know where I'm coming from, because I've been talking about, hey, I'm trying to find sponsors. Hey, I'm trying to get this equipment, because I want to do stuff like this and have people like y'all on here. And it's growing. I have a feeling it's going to get a little bit bigger with y'all on here.
We hope so.
Nobody's gonna expect this. I haven't really got to tell anybody.
Help with a better hat. I know that.
A better hat. Okay. All right.
You know, we like the hat. He's not knocking your black hat.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
the other hat. Yeah,
You don't
so
like this? Hey, have you ever worn one of these, sir?
I think we should.
I think that would be very easily answered question.
Oh man.
I
Okay.
think their whole audience, all 80 of them,
Right.
or 88.
88. Yeah.
88 of them.
Yeah, I have to tell you this. There's another 88 he insults too.
Oh, I think I know who he's talking about. Dang, you heard it here.
Michael Irvin plugged your ears. We're
Ooh.
not gonna go down there. He's my friend.
Yeah.
Dang. I liked him in The Longest Yard. I liked him on there. I mean, when Barry Sanders was on the field, that was my heyday.
Barry was something special.
I lived my life through Barry Sanders' eyes. So,
I will tell
Yeah.
you what, there are, where we travel all over the country, the Dallas Cowboy fans are some of the best fans.
Oh,
ever.
man,
And let me tell you, from where I sit,
Hardcore.
I like kind of sit over here and I get to watch and listen. I hear a lot of really cool things.
yeah.
They are great people.
Yeah, one of my favorite things to do is when the Lions show up here, all my guys that I work with, they're diehards,
Right.
and here I am, nothing but Lions gear, and
You're
we're
gonna
just
lose some
just razzing each other. It's so fun. I will say I root for Dallas
Sure.
when the Lions aren't playing them. So
Okay, fair enough.
hey, this is my home now. So I think if you're gonna move somewhere, you gotta adapt. So I'm adapting to Texas life, and I
welcome.
definitely root for the Cowboys when the Lions aren't playing against them. But yeah,
Well, good.
I'll start wearing this hat a few times, see if it gets me more viewers.
Hey, oh, it will.
You think just the hat alone?
Absolutely.
Okay.
No question.
What's your brand?
I do everything.
Do you?
Yeah.
I like Bigger. Biggar. I think they're out of Decatur.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Only because I met the guy at a show. Yeah. So yep. And
I wear it because I show horses. We both he rides cutters and I
Yeah.
show horses. So I have some Brinks
okay.
from Texas, and then I also have a few shorties out of Oklahoma.
Well, I'm glad that we transitioned from a very serious subject to talking about branding and stuff like that. On my show, I've made a rule and I've put it out there. I'm only going to support stuff that I believe in.
Sure.
So me being a military guy, I was in the Air Force, Chair Force, sorry. And, doing the police stuff. I try to support any business that's veteran owned or
Sure.
or retired guys, stuff like that. However, I've made a rule. If it's local, I also will support you. So with that said, sir, what is this on my table? What is this?
Well, that is actually my new whiskey I came out with. It's been out probably about 3 months.
Oh,
Probably
yep.
been in stores for 3 months. And it's a small batch whiskey.
Uh-huh.
And it's aged 4 years. And it's blended and made in Waxahachie.
Okay.
So it's just
Just
close
down
to
the
here.
road.
All right. It's latex of Waxahachie.
Yep.
All right. So I actually gave it a little taste, and I don't care who you are, Jay Novacek. If I don't like it, I'm gonna tell you I don't like it. However, I like it. It's really good.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I tell people. So you be honest with me. I mean,
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that I don't like that
Yeah.
other people do. But
yeah.
He'll tell you.
tell
I told you when you got here, Eagle Rare was probably on my top, and this is gonna be a regular rotator for me. You know how it is when you meet the person it's like the hats. You just you get a little attached to it. It tastes a little better. It's like when you go to a brewery, you tasted the beers all the time from wherever else, but when you go to the brewery and you actually taste it, you're like, this does taste better here. Why is that?
Go to the Snickers plant.
Oh my God.
You eat those Snickers right when they're coming down that assembly line.
Yeah.
Ooh, doggies!
Hey.
I'm telling you.
Is that how you got so big?
Warm
I gotta tell you guys, my chair is as far down as it goes, and he's still bigger than me. So
And he's actually in the low chair.
that's what I'm saying. It's all the way down. That's as far down as that chair goes, and
I'm
he's.
in the taller chair.
You are. I'm
we
glad.
switched.
Yeah, it's okay. One
Yeah.
day this will get bigger, and we'll expand, and we'll see how it goes. But I appreciate y'all coming out.
Yeah,
Yeah, what else
appreciate
is
it.
going on? I mean, this is cool.
You like doing this? I know you said you're gonna get into podcasting.
Yeah, we are.
Take me a nap.
Yeah.
Like that.
Hey, buddy, you're the one that's got to put up the cash for this.
Yeah,
You should listen. You got to know what you're getting into, because I got in over my head. I wasn't. Yeah, I didn't know how much this stuff was going to cost. And I panicked. Y'all. When they said they want to come do this, I rushed home. I set everything up, and I realized I should get a third mic. I don't got the money for a third mic, but I'm going to put it on credit and then save the receipt and go send it back when I get done. So I set it up, and then I realized I don't know what I'm doing, because 3 mics was too much. They were bouncing off each other, so you got to deal with that. Yeah, so luckily they worked with us, and we had them share a mic. I hope it all turns out really nice. I think we're Facebook Live, right? Facebook Live. 2 Cops, 1 Donut. That's the name of my new show. Like I said, we're just trying to reach out to community, show people that police are with y'all. We're trying to bridge that gap and just create a better working relationship. At least that's my goal. And my partner, who's normally here, Mr. Zentino, unfortunately, I don't have enough equipment. He couldn't make it if I wanted to have the Novaceks on. Their message was a little more important than his cute face. So so I had to have them out here, and let's try to get their message out.
But Eric, legit, you gotta have the donut.
Not the picture. So you,
Jay's offended.
I wasn't prepared. I'm telling you, I was.
If you got the whiskey, we're good.
That's true. I do have the whiskey, and it will stay on the table. And as soon as it runs out, I'll be sure to email you so you can throw me another bottle. And
Absolutely.
This is my autographed bottle, so this one I'll just refill it with the new bottle every time, so that'll work. No, I wish you guys luck. This is awesome. I could, you're a staple of Texas. I mean, I'm not from here. I've only been here 8-9 years. I know Jay Novacek. I know the name. It's a household name down here, like Emmett. So between you two, I guess Troy's okay. He's all right. Yeah, I mean, quarterbacks get enough love.
Yeah, every day.
If you get a name as a tight end, that says something.
Especially back then.
Yeah. Now these guys.
They tried to get rid of the tight end position.
You reinvented it.
4 wide receivers, tried to get rid of the fullback position, couldn't get rid of Darryl Johnson.
Yep. Yeah.
So it seemed to work for us.
You are probably single-handedly the guy that changed the game for tight ends.
Yeah.
They were gone, and you changed it.
Yeah, just me.
I'm just sucking up. I don't know. Right?
Really
I am. I've never even played football other than in the backyard.
Brett Jones, there was
Now, hockey.
Jackson. There's a lot of great players back then.
Hockey, that's a sport.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, buddy.
Wait, what?
She don't even know. I love it. See, you're on my side. I like it. That's right.
If you only knew the educator. Yeah, see, I get that
Right.
one all the time.
I bet.
Between him and the set, they're like,
But-
kidding.
Right? But that's the thing is, it's that opposition that
Let's talk
is to
horses.
complete
I
you.
can talk horses.
Oh, you want to
I'll
talk horses? So I've rode some horses. My neighbor, who's about 76, still rides cutting horses and
Really?
ropes and rides. Yeah, he shows me. I ride his horse. It's like being on autopilot. I don't do anything.
That's a good horse.
It just goes. He said he's been offered like $64,000 for that horse. He's like, oh, that's my horse. So Cowboys up. I love it.
Good.
He's a mentor.
Keeps you young.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, he's in and out of the back of his truck. He's got several horses, but that was
And
the
how old is he?
76 now, I think. I think he's about 76. He's an animal. And slow and steady wins the race when he's roping. He's not the fastest. He knows that, but he still does it. Still can do it. I think that's the thing. Yep, he still can do it. I said, you get sore after that? So I'm sore. Like, I don't ride. And I was like, I'm sore. He's like, yeah, you deal with it. I was like, that's a cowboy. So, but you do the horses, right? So what all do you do? Do they jump over fences? Do they cut? What do they do?
A little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything?
Yeah, last year on an all-around horse, I did the Western Pleasure and the horsemanship and the English. I mean, I don't know, 7 or 8 events.
Don't mean to brag,
No,
but
I mean,
pretty much did all the biggest events for horses.
I like to be busy. I like to achieve and accomplish and challenge myself.
Yeah.
The disease that I fight, and can get you down. And so we all have that choice. We can sit over there and feel sorry for ourselves, or we can get up and live our life. I mean, it's a gift, right?
Absolutely.
And so this year, my daughter rode a jumper last year
Mm-hmm.
and won some really cool titles at the World Show. We actually both won our first world title last year together.
Really?
Yeah, different horses. And so she is a senior this year and has been running track. That's her interest, and it's been amazing. And so,
Nice.
sorry, a little brag moment, little mom brag moment. And so she's been jumping over hurdles and not fences on horses. So I'm
Okay.
actually going to show her horse this year at the World Show and jump.
Nice.
Yeah.
So when you do that, are you riding the horse?
I am riding the horse.
Oh my God. Okay.
I know. I did my first jumper show. What was it, 2 weeks ago?
You wear a helmet, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, it is a little scary because it's kind of a little more fast paced than what I'm accustomed to doing, and it is all 4 feet up off the ground, and so but
Yes.
I've got an amazing horse and a trainer that's working with me, and I have to tell you, Husband of the Year award, because there is no way I could do what I do without what he does, and seriously mean that.
Yeah.
What do I do?
What do you not do? Everything. He was bringing his inner NASCAR person out because we had a blowout on the way to the horse show 2 weeks ago, and he was under there doing his little zippy thing that pulls the little lug nuts off.
Impact wrench. Okay.
You know, and really cool. I was like videoing it, and it's an inner NASCAR.
Videos me while I change the tire.
Oh,
I was impressed.
that's like she wanted to save that for later. That's a highlight video.
I am impressed. There's
Yeah.
nothing this man can't do.
I think she was like, "That's my man." That's what she was
Exactly
doing,
what I'm
right?
doing.
Yeah. See, I'll get you some brownie points, bro. Later on. Yeah.
Absolutely. He can do it.
I love it.
And he's let me tell you what, he's a heck of a cowboy too. He can ride.
With that hat, he better.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a fake cowboy. I'll admit it right up front. That's why my hat's so clean. I see that hat's been worn. I've learned, especially I listen to the real cowboys, the ones that I work with too. We got some guys that they do it. They do it all, and I'm just like, kudos, man. I wish I grew up around that type of thing. It just wasn't in the cards for me, but I appreciate the culture. The cowboy style is just it's a cool. This is it. I love it. Yep. You got the stockyards. You got Dallas. You got you can get out to Weatherford. You can get all those different areas. So people often can just they all get together and you see the stock show and all that stuff. It's just really fun to watch. So yeah.
Well, thanks for having us. We really appreciate you taking the time out of your day and helping us share our message.
Yeah. Anytime.
You know, the last thing that I can say is just, you know, anybody that knows we are on, a tight time schedule by the minute, you know, just reach out to the Lieutenant Governor's office, reach out to your senator, just share your story. And, you know, regardless of what these guys do, we hope they step up and do the right thing and pass this bill to help. They were elected by all of these people in Texas, not all of them, but a lot of them,
right.
You know, help them.
Yeah.
And so that's all we're asking. And just share your story. And even if they don't do, you know, step up and help us, you know, continue to share your story. I think everybody has a story to tell, and it's important because, you know, we're here, I believe that, you know, we're here on this earth to help one another.
Absolutely.
That's what God wants us to do. And we show up every day, we help each other, and we live our best life.
Yep.
Never give up.
Life of service is I don't know why. I have a service heart. You guys seem to have the same thing, and it's just fun to share that message. I love helping people, so it's a calling, and you've got the same calling, whether you want to admit it or not. You got the same calling, so
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks, guys.
Take care.
You too.